What is going on? Hope everyone had an amazing week. Welcome to episode 208 of Outside The Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. And this week's episode is pure vibes. High energy, big smiles, and a whole lot of passion for the game. We've got a UMBC alum who's been grinding, competing, and now officially taking her talents to the pro level as a newly signed member of the PSL Florida Heat. The one and only Jerzie Nutile is in the house. We talk about the journey, the sacrifices, the mindset it takes to keep chasing the dream, and why her love for softball is absolutely contagious. This is one of those conversations where you can't help but feel the energy through your speakers. Also, after hearing this, you're going to want some chicken wings with Old Bay Spice on them. All you wonder, what Old Bay Spice is? Oh, you're going to know after this episode. Trust me. Now, before we get to it, make sure to drop a comment on the show and give us some sort of rating, preferably something good. You can follow Jerzie on Instagram at Jerzie Nutile. That's JerziNutile. We're at Outside The Chute on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. If you have a YouTube account, please go subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, but we need your help. Come on, just like I said last week, press pause right now. Log on to your YouTube, hit subscribe, notification bell, all that jazz. Anyway, let's get to this amazing episode. This is Outside The Chute, and anything goes.
I got the world in my palm, lights, camera, action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, lights, camera, action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything
All right, here we go. We are happy to have on with us today UMBC Retrievers alum, where last year she was an American East first team all-conference selection, and now getting to start her first professional season with the PSL's Florida Heat. It's the one and only Jerzie Nutile. Jerzie, thanks so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you so much for having me, Randy. Hello, everyone.
How's things going down in Maryland today?
It is freezing cold. It is probably below 10 degrees, and there's still ice, about 2 feet of ice that we are currently walking on in Pasadena, Maryland.
I'm with you on that. I'm up here in Canada. I know exactly how you feel. So, hey, it's been a long. What has it been? Like 2 or 3 weeks? Just this cold snap. It's just been terrible.
It's terrible. I feel like I'm living in Antarctica.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait to get down to Florida now, eh?
I cannot wait. The beach, the sun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Well, I guess as we're recording here on Thursday night, it's kickoff for college softball season today. Are you missing that routine of getting ready for college season at all?
Oh, absolutely. I'm missing my girls like crazy. I actually just made a TikTok about how much I miss them of us winning our American East Championship. And it's really reminiscing, I think, the college girls don't understand that you can't take it for granted, because even though you're in college, if you want to play professional, continue that aspiration, you will never be able to get those times back with those girls. And, I get so choked up when I talk about softball. My UMBC family is amazing. I miss waking up at 6 a.m. to go run in the freezing cold with them. In the moment, you're like, oh, this sucks. But yeah. I miss seeing, shout out to Maggie Frisbol, Maggie's face. She was another pitcher on our team. Loved her to death. She was like my little on the team. And she would always make jokes in the morning. I'm really missing her a little extra right now. And Caitlin Thrush, who was a super big positive person that was on our team, and just kind of getting into the routine of, getting that running in, then getting the lift, and then the classes. And that's why I do daycare. So I'm actually a full-time nanny, and that's why I do it. It's because I need that routine.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to kind of just sit around the house. So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll read a book, work out, go to the kids. Then after the kids, I'll take the kids to the library to work out. I'll do anything. But yeah, I'm definitely missing that routine. I'm going to start watching. I know the game started today. Going to start watching a couple of those and just sitting back and knowing that all that's happening now, I'm like, man, I really like graduated. Like I played my 4 years and I can't go back to that moment. So that's one of my biggest things for the girls out there. Please don't take it for granted. It's going to be the greatest moments of your life. You're going to make family, friends, all of the above. All my bridesmaids in my wedding are from college. So it's really important that you guys don't take it for granted and you love every single moment of it. Cause I surely am missing that right now.
It goes by quick, eh?
Very, very quick.
Yeah. You gotta cherish those moments. You definitely gotta cherish those moments. So I guess, how you're preparing for this upcoming season?
So currently I am practicing every single day. I do take my weekends off. I still got to have my relaxation with my husband, Logan. But yeah, I've been practicing each day. I do some fielding here, pitching, hitting, with my utility. I pitch, I field every day, infield and outfield. I'm a switch hitter also, so I got to do righty and lefty. It's definitely something, but I'm kicking my butt into gear, to kind of get ready for this upcoming season because I truly think the Heat's going to make some huge noise.
Excellent. You getting the kids at daycare to do some soft toss to you, or?
They need to, man. I'm trying to get the little one. He's 1.5, and he's already swinging a bat.
That's awesome, though. That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's going to be a little baller.
There we go. All right, little something I like to kick the podcast off with. I call it quick pitches. I'm gonna throw out some just random questions to you. They're fun, and you answer them as best you can.
Awesome. I'm here for it.
First one. I always lead with this one. If you had to live off one meal for a week, what is it?
Oh, easy. All day, Old Bay hot wings. Old Bay hot wings with a little bit of Frank's Red Hot and my Fairlife milk. All day, every day. Old
Bay? You're saying?
Yes, sir. It's a Maryland thing.
Old Bay.
Yep. So funny story.
I'm going to Google this now.
Yeah, it's a funny story. Before every single game day, ever since I was in high school, my freshman year of high school, I would always have Old Bay hot wings, French fries, and Fairlife milk before every single game day. Not on the game day, right before. And I don't know what it is. It's like my good luck thing.
Wow. Okay, I'm looking it up now. Iconic American Maryland-based blend of 18 herbs and spices. Wow.
It's very good.
It looks good.
I'll have to get you some. I'll have to figure out a way to ship you some out, Randy.
Oh, that would be amazing because I love hot wings. Like, I absolutely love them. Did you say Frank's Red Hot too?
Change your life. It's going to change your life. Anything. I put Old Bay on my eggs. I put Old Bay on everything.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
All right. Next, what's your pregame routine look like?
My pregame routine. So I wake up, I cook myself some eggs, some turmeric, because I really like to have a healthy immune system. And that's something that if you add into every meal, fun fact, actually really increases your health, as well as coconut water every morning.
Okay.
So I do that. I wake up, I listen to some music, I'll read a book. I kind of zen out a little bit, and then I get super amped up and then zen out again. And I have this routine. I always call my parents for every single game. I always call my mom and my dad, and they give me a little pregame pep talk like, you got this, this is what you've been dreaming of. Give it your all, no matter what happens on the field, always stay positive. And that's the biggest thing for me, is always staying positive. And then after that, I'll go to the field, get my reps in, talk to my teammates. I'll crack a joke here and there, because I will say I love softball. Softball is so much fun for me. So in order for my pregame routine is that I need it to be fun. I need to enjoy it, because if I'm out there grinding for 4 hours before my game, that's just not who I am. So my pregame routine is really chilled, relaxed, laid back, listening to music, taking some cuts, joking around with the team, but also still staying serious. And then after, my post-game routine, if you want to hear it as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Is I take a Epsom salt bath. I think it's Dr. Teal's, I believe. And then I do some cupping and some rehab. And then I sit down and I'll watch a movie or play some video games. I'm a video game fanatic. I love Rainbow Six Siege, for anybody out there who knows their video games.
What is it? Rainbow what?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
Yes.
Another thing.
I'm a nerd.
That's all good. I love it. This is awesome. Favorite place to play during your college career?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with OSU, and I actually faced Kelly Maxwell, and she was amazing.
Okay.
But OSU was just such a amazing fan base. Their coaches were super kind to us. The field itself was absolutely amazing. It was a great experience all around. Like at that point in my life, I was a outfielder. So I was playing outfield and I was sitting on the field in the outfield. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like it's one of those moments when you step into those complexes and you're like, wow, you made it. And that's just kind of the vibe that OSU gives you. And I absolutely loved playing against them. I thought they were amazing. Their fan base was amazing. They hackled our left fielder, Macy Granzo, at the time, who was one of my really good friends. And they have like this hackling trophy. Whoever's like the best, whoever gets hackled the best and like takes it the best gets this like fan trophy, which was really awesome. So they really brought the fun in softball, and that's hands down one of the greatest places I've played in my college career.
That's great. That's awesome. If you could go back and play one game over again, which one is it?
Oh, that's a really good question. If I had to go back and play one game over again, I would probably have to choose this past season when we lost to Bing and Bryant in our playoffs. And the only reason why I say go back, I wouldn't necessarily change anything because I believe everything happens for a reason, but I would go back because that was the team chemistry and the team bond that our team had was the best I think I've ever had on any team ever. And I know you probably know already that I'm a transfer, so I've had my fair share of teams. And that last team that I ended my career on was it just to play with them all one more time. It would be absolutely unbelievable. So if I could play one game, it wouldn't even be for the win or the loss. It'd be for the sole purpose of being with our old coach and my old players and all of us like together once more time.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. That's it's hard to replace team chemistry. It really is.
It's very, very hard.
Yeah, it definitely is. If you weren't playing softball, what would you be doing?
So I actually, fun fact, really wanted to be a dual sport athlete in college. I love volleyball. I want to get into like an older league with volleyball, but I'd probably be doing volleyball or soccer. So those are my two other sports. My fiance, Logan, he plays lacrosse, and I've actually wanted to get into lacrosse a little bit, but I am not fast. That's why we hit for power, because we like to walk. We like to walk around the base and not run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, the big girls can kick it into gear when we need to.
When you have to, right? Yeah, exactly.
I choose not to, but yeah, it would be soccer, volleyball. I was an outside hitter for volleyball, and I was a goalie for soccer, and they are both really competitive sports to get your adrenaline going and use the same kind of strengths as softball does. So if I could play a sport, it'd be really tough to call, but I'd probably have to pick volleyball. It'd be between volleyball and soccer. Right. Now, if it was soccer, just the goalie, I could probably do. But if we're talking midfield, no.
That's awesome. Oh, wow. Is there one song in the world that you never get sick of?
Yes, God's Country by Blake Shelton. I absolutely love God's Country by Blake Shelton. You know, religion's a huge thing for me. I'm a Baptist Christian, and I wouldn't be here without God. So that is one of the songs I've held most dear into my heart ever since my freshman year of high school. That, and a new one that I've actually really got into is Praise by Elevation Worship, that never gets old. I know that's been out for a couple of years, but ever since that's been out, that and God's Country have been my go-tos. They can never get old.
Excellent. Actually, yeah, God's Country is a fantastic tune. I love it. Really good. Favorite uniform color combo with UMBC?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go my all black. I'm an all black girl. I think it looks tough. I don't know. There's something about teams being all black with the stripes that just kind of give that we're going to kick your butt vibe, you know?
Yeah. I like I was looking them up online today, and I like the black with the yellow socks and the yellow top. That's a great combo. I have a question about the grays though. Where did they come from?
That's a great question. I don't really know.
Oh, okay.
So when we had our grays, it was white and gray together. I think they got new uniforms this year, which I actually really like their new uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
But we've always had a gray and a teal, actually, that not a lot of people know about. And I believe they're kind of trying to bring that teal and the gray back. I liked our gray and white uniforms. They weren't that bad. I just like the colors, the school colors. Everybody knows UMBC for their black and yellow. So kind of repping that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I just saw it and I was like, well, okay, that's out of the ordinary. Like just totally different. Kind of like OSU and their teal blues that they wear sometimes. Yeah, it's just totally different. 2 more here. If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who are they?
Ooh, I think I can do this one. It would be The Rock because I love his motivation.
He's amazing.
Dylan O'Brien because I've had a childhood crush on him ever since I was like 6 years old from Teen Wolf. And probably I really like Jennifer Aniston. I think she's super funny and a really down-to-earth person. I'd love to meet her one of these days.
Yeah. Oh, that's 3 the conversation at that table. Holy cow.
Yeah,
wow.
I think that'd be a really good table to have dinner with.
Definitely. Last one here.
Okay.
How awesome is Stranger Things and who's your favorite character?
Oh.
Here we go. Let's take a deep dive.
I love Stranger Things. My favorite character. So this is super hard because I feel like your favorite character in Stranger Things has to be Mike, right? It has to be. But as the seasons have gotten through, I actually am a huge fan of Max. I think she's my favorite character because she's gone through so many plot twists herself and so many different stories. They kind of knocked her off. I believe it was like season 2 to like season 3. She was just kind of off of the show because she was in the coma. And when she came back, she was like a bad butt girl. She was like kicking everybody's butt. And I was like, okay. And I really liked the last season, her and Holly, that little mix together. I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
So I would have to go with Max as my favorite character.
Max is one of my favorite characters as well. And of course, Dustin. I love Dustin.
Yes,
yeah.
Dustin's hilarious. How can you not love Dustin?
It's just, I was so sad to see it done though, eh? Like it just, but it was a great finale though. I will say that because the only loose end they didn't tie up is whether Elle is really dead or not. You know what I mean? Like
Correct.
They left it like, well, she could be or she may, you know what I mean? Like, I just thought they did a very good job at ending it.
I agree. So there was a lot of hate online with the Stranger Things. I saw on TikTok, people were like, oh, this is a terrible ending. And I'm not going to lie to you. I did kind of believe in Conformity Gate a little bit. I did think there was going to be another episode. However, if you're a true fan of Stranger Things, how they ended it with putting their books back, not knowing if Elle's alive or not, they ended it. And I thought they did a really great job of that. And personally, I think Elle is alive because I deep dive into absolutely everything. And the scene that she was supposedly kind of like thrown into the upside down, you actually see her running through the door. And I believe that the Duffer Brothers have kind of like decrypted that themselves. But yes, I really deep dive into this. Me and Logan, my fiance, we both really get into this, watching the TikToks like, oh, this, that, what's going to happen.
Just think 5 to 10 years from now, they may come out with another, you know what I mean? Like, that would be so awesome if they do.
I feel like from the fan base, like kind of like telling them, hey, like we didn't like really like the ending, or even like the true fans were like, we love the ending, but it'd be really cool if you guys did like a spinoff, because there are rumors of them doing a spinoff. However, I think it'd be really cool if they don't tell anybody and kind of bring back 1 or 2 of the characters as like a plot twist to kind of just like blow it up, because I know they're doing another Stranger Things concept, different timeline, I believe, and like still in Hawkins, but like different timeline. And I think it'd be so cool if it's like a future timeline to bring Elle in as like a mom or something, like where she's at now. I think that'd be cool.
Like late 90s setting or something.
Yeah. So Duffer Brothers, if you're listening.
Yes.
Little plot twist there that you guys kind of add on to that.
If the Duffer Brothers are listening to this podcast right now, I would love that.
I know, that'd be awesome.
If they're big softball fans, huh? That'd be amazing. Oh wow! All right, let's get on to your career here. Let's go back in the day now. We're going back to the beginning. How did little Jerzie get her start in the game?
Oh, I love it. So I have been playing softball ever since I was 3 years old. I played t-ball. I learned how to pitch when I was 5 by my dad, who was an amazing baseball player, but had no idea what softball was. So he watched some really good players, watched YouTube. He taught me everything I knew. He kind of had a sense that I had a natural ability to play the sport, which was super awesome. So through t-ball, I played probably until I was 7, started my first travel team when I was 7 years old. It was a 10U team, actually. And the first game I ever pitched in, I threw a no-hitter against, they were called River City Riverhawks. And I will never forget that game. I had 14 strikeouts. This was the first game I ever pitched. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can really do that. So that was my clicking moment of, I got this. Like I should definitely lock in on this sport.
Let's go.
Yeah, because at the moment I was also playing soccer. So my mom was devastated when I told her I didn't want to play soccer. come high school, I was like, yeah, I don't really want to do this sport anymore.
Was your mom a soccer player?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Very, very good soccer player. Yeah, she played D2 at Limestone University, which is now closed down.
Oh, okay.
And my dad, he was amazing right out of high school. So he was really good. He was a pitcher. He threw really hard. But yeah, so after that, I played on my local travel team, Lakeshore Lightning, until high school, then moved to Ashburn Shooting Stars. They're out of Virginia. So Lakeshore Lightning is a really small organization that's hometown to me. And I'm so grateful for everything that they've given me. I wouldn't be here without them. They gave me the faith I had in softball, that I could really do this. So I kind of started there. That's where I started to get some looks when I was around the 14U range. I was still on Lightning. And then I went to Shooting Stars to get a little bit more looks when it comes to college. And in high school, coming to high school, I was our starting shortstop in my freshman year. And because there was an upperclassman pitcher, I kind of drifted away from pitching. Still always practiced. I never, ever gave up on pitching at all in any of my careers. I always did in the back burner, even if it wasn't my starting position. And then COVID hit my junior year, and that was absolutely devastating. That was kind of the year that was supposed to be the blow up year for our school. They were like, oh, like, this kid Jerzie, like she throws super hard. She's got a wicked change up and like this team behind her. So it was Sophia Bianco, Ali Paula, Kendall Thomas, like all our team was so good. And a lot of them did play in college. Mm-hmm. And it was a huge team that was like about to go on a state run. And then COVID hit. And I didn't get a chance to be a main pitcher until my senior year. And my senior year, I won the Maryland State Championship for only the second time in my school's history.
Oh, wow.
And I believe it was a one hitter and I had a good amount of strikeouts. And it was, our whole team was like, it was a life-changing moment for us.
Yeah, I was going to say, how awesome was that?
Yeah, we made history because until then, until that team we had Lauren Gibson, who's an Olympian, who wasn't. And we had some really, really good players. And then we went on a streak of not really winning anything. And then come that team my junior year, we were like, oh, we're going to get it. COVID hit. And then senior year, we went full out, full blown, pushed the foot on the gas, and we just absolutely crushed everybody. And it was awesome to kind of see. So when it comes to high school, even out of high school, I was still playing travel. I would guest play with the team every weekend for just the exposure aspect. I guest played for Ryan Hunter, CJL, which is Central Jersey Lightning, Stars Gold, TNT, Chaos, whoever really needed a player that was near me in the DMV or PA area, right?
So you weren't with a set team?
What'd you say?
You weren't with a set team? You were just playing with...
Yeah, so at that point in my career, I was already committed to Longwood University. So I decided to guest play and kind of have fun, make new friends along the way and just kind of get the experience because each team was a different level and they were all, they played amazing competition, but we would play different competition from different states. So like, I'll give you an example. When I was at TNT, it was more like really a competition in the PA, Maryland area versus when I was with Orion Hunter and CJL, it was like Virginia, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia. So it's really good competition, but it was like getting me out there to see players from different states to kind of prepare me for what I was going to see in college.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So after that, my commitment to Longwood, I committed September 1st of my junior year in high school. And I was recruited mainly as a shortstop and a potential pitcher. I actually was catching at the time as well.
What? So wait. You were catching?
Yeah, so I can quite literally play every position on the field. I know people say that, but I did catch all the way up until I was 16, and I kind of faded off. But hey, you never know. I could be behind the plate.
So when you didn't pitch, you were playing shortstop. You were like, oh, put me behind the dish, or were you?
Yes, correct. That'd be my mom's doing. So my mom listens to this. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, we didn't have a catcher, so my mom decided to throw me behind there on our travel team, and I guess it was a position. I liked it a lot too. That was the thing. I was like, I like pitching and catching, and then I had to decide come my senior year, so I focused predominantly on pitching, but I still can go behind the dish if I need to. But yeah, so when I was recruited to Longwood, it was really primarily shortstop, infield, power hitter. And that summer that I was recruited, the entire Longwood coaching staff, who I absolutely love to death, they all retired. And a new coach was hired a month or so after. And she called me and let me know that she would be re-recruiting the commits to ensure that we were what she wanted. And she was super nice, loved her to death. Thankfully, I was still offered the scholarship that I had. So I'm super blessed that she allowed me with that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And when I arrived on campus my freshman year, I was told that I was going to be a PO. So she saw my pitching and decided to kind of be like, hey, like, you're going to be a PO. And I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting this, wow. I was recruited as a shortstop and I was rusty and I hadn't really gotten some solid practice pitching in because I was so focused on infield and hitting and kind of focusing on that. So after that, I wouldn't have a chance, play the field or hit. So it was definitely a mental block that I definitely struggled with, that I had to figure out, especially being a freshman in college, trying to earn your spot, and then also being told, hey, you're switching your position super fast.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you about that because I saw you only played 3 games that year, and yeah. My question,
so I've never wanted to be a PO. I have always been a utility player. Yeah. For some reason, my ADHD goes off the walls and I have the energy that I have to be on the field at all times kind of thing. So wherever I could be on the field, I was going to be on the field. So, I mean, if she wanted me to be a PO, I was going to be a PO. And it was hard for me to accept because I was like, most of the time I'm probably sit on the bench, especially because my main thing is that I throw hard in college softball. If you throw hard, you're probably a closer, right? So,
yeah.
I was kind of struggling with that for a little bit, and it was devastating that I had to deal with like the cards that I was dealt. And there was a tenured pitching staff that was already there with amazing pitchers that were super, super nice to me. And I was basically told that I was number 5 in the rotation after our fall season. And I had scrimmaged against Virginia Tech and did really well. And I still was told that I was number 5. And I was like, okay. And my mom and my dad were talking to me. And I had even talked to a couple of my friends who were on other teams. I was like, hey, like, how's your guys' freshman year going? Because it's going all right.
Yeah.
And so they were telling me, kind of gave me some feedback. And I was like, okay. So my freshman year was definitely a mental health struggle for sure. And I had to really focus on what my new goals would be, knowing I probably wouldn't set foot on the field in a game. So I practiced outside by myself, figured a way to kind of, get better, even if I wasn't on the field, take the opportunities at that time. And it's so hard when if you don't play, it's very, very hard to understand, even when you're going out, because there's so many girls that do this. They go out and they practice by themselves, even if they're not playing. And I think what people don't understand is that it's so difficult to practice by yourself and have motivation. It is so extremely 100%. Difficult. 100%. I have played the Eminem. I played Nicki Minaj. I played any music that you can think of that would try to pump you up. I have tried everything. I even tried motivational apps. It's so hard, and it's such a mental health toll on you that it feels like you're in your own bubble alone and no one's around you, especially because I was 6 hours away from home and all I could do was call my mom. And then when they're working, I don't want to bother them. And I had my friends who were quote unquote, what I guess athletes call our NARPs, the non-athletic regular person, who I love to death. Yeah. And they loved that we called them NARPs, by the way. They
really?
It was hilarious. And I had my good close group of friends who I still talk to this day. I love them to death. And if it weren't for them, I don't know how my future would have turned out with them and my family. They really kept me together there, held me, grounded me, and were like, hey, like, you can still do this. You got to keep your head up. It was really, really hard.
Yeah, I bet it was.
So when I practiced it by myself, I really focused on speed and controlling my pitches because I knew I had speed that is very hard to learn. Because currently I'm throwing low 70s, and that's very hard to learn unless you do it from like a very young age. And I think something that kind of contributes to that is playing multiple sports. And I know Carlin Pickens says the same thing. Like, if you play multiple sports, it works multiple parts of your body.
Yep.
So coming to that and being able to control my pitches with being able to throw so hard was my main focus. And when my parents visited, which was often, I would do batting practice and pitching practice with my dad because, again, he's taught me everything. I never had any sort of professional pitching coach, never had any one-on-one lessons until I got to college. And even then, I still had my dad. And it's so crazy to like think about what you can learn by yourself. And if you just trust your parents, I know I know a lot of people out there who are listening right now and be like, oh, I'm going to have to listen to my dad or my mom.
Yeah.
And most of the lesson kids I have, actually, their parents didn't play softball, but I'm telling you, their parents probably know what they're talking about. And it is hard to listen to your parent because no kid wants to listen to their parent. They want to listen to someone else. And I completely get that. But when he would come down, we would practice and it would be an absolute blast. And it wouldn't only help me, it would really get my hopes up and make me smile again and kind of love this sport because my freshman year, I was definitely fading out with the love for the sport. And that was where I was struggling is because I knew I had everything in me to be good at the sport. And I knew I loved the sport. And I was just trying to kind of find that spark back. And when I was with my dad and we practiced together, that's kind of how I got my spark back. That and even my NARP friends, my regular friends would come out to the field with me and just feel the balls or like hit and just have fun. And that's where it really, I focused on the people around me who were shaping me to be where I wanted to be. And that's kind of how I had my spark back, kind of focus on that. So yeah, he would come down and practice with me. And then after that, there was an event as seniors and only 2 pitchers and another pitcher were able to attend the game versus George Mason. So we had a game versus George Mason. This was at Longwood. I'm still on Longwood.
Yep.
And I was forced to pitch this game because there was nobody else. And everybody else had something to do. And in the first inning, we were down 4-0 with bases loaded. It was not looking good. There were no outs. And there was no other choice for me to go out there and pitch. And I could have thrown up on the mound right then and there. It was my first ever game that I stepped foot on. I was shaking crazily. I've been working my butt off my pitches. I was like, okay, I had to really settle down and focus. So first batter, I struck out and I was like, okay, I got this now. I got the one out the way. Once you get the one out the way.
Get the one out of the way, you're good.
Yep. As a freshman, I'm pretty sure anyone who was a freshman is a freshman now. Once you get the one out of the way, you're good. Walk, strikeout, home run, as long as you get the one out the way, right?
Yep.
And long story short, we ended up winning 5-4, and that was my extent of my pitching my freshman year. But I had a very fair amount of strikeouts. I did very well that game. So I kind of had like a realization, after praying a ton and talking with my parents, I knew that I had to enter the transfer portal, that I knew there was something in me that was like, I love you guys, but I really love this sport. And ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to be an Olympian. So that's my next thing is I'm trying to go all out for that USA team.
Love it.
Now that I'm here for professional, I mean, it's a dream come true. I've dreamed about it ever since I was little. So like after I pitched the game against George Mason, I was like, you know what, I got to make the change or else it's just not going to happen. Like I need to get exposed. So I did that. And now I got recruited for the 3rd time. So I've been recruited 3 times in a row. So I'm definitely someone that if anybody needs recruiting advice from, I've been through the ringer. I've done it all. So I reached out to some coaches. I had guest played on the teams I had stated earlier, Ryan Hunter, CJL, Star, CNC, etc. And I stacked my entire summer playing. I'm talking every single week, weekdays, weekends, did not take a break. I was out there busting my butt, playing as many games as I possibly can. There was one weekend I pitched 4 games back to back. We played 10 games on the weekend and it was draining. I think that was one of the weekends with the Ryan Hunter. My arm felt like it was going to fall off, but I really pushed myself because I know somewhere along the line that it was going to pay off, So thankfully, God had answered my prayers and I had a good amount of offers and I ultimately chose UMBC, which turned out to be an absolute total blessing. And my main focus for in the transfer portals, I really want to be closer to home, want to be closer to my family, want to be closer to my friends. So came home and the coaching staff there, absolutely amazing. I can't thank them enough for just having the faith in me, a kid who's had 3 innings on the year against George Mason. They're like, hey, you know what? We want her. And I was like, okay.
Wow. You got to like hearing that though. That's going to be good for especially then your mental being.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They took a chance on a kid that had 0 college experience, basically, that practiced in her backyard with her dad and was hitting off a makeshift tee with a hair tie. Like I really was. It was all raw for me. There was nothing professional about me at all. So they were taking a shot in the dark. And at that time, when I got to UMBC, they were 3-time championships with a predominantly senior starting lineup. Mm-hmm. So including 3-time pitcher of the year, Courtney Coppersmith, who's an absolutely awesome pitcher. Yeah, so they had a winning streak too. So not only did I get a school with a winning streak. So it was a dream come true. And I definitely knew I had my work cut out for me. And I also knew I had the ability to prove myself. Like I knew with my work ethic and the kind of natural ability I was given to play this sport, I had a little spark that kind of turned in me. And I almost feel like God also was like, this is your moment. This is what I made you for. Like, you wanted to do softball. Here it is. Here's your opportunity. Go kill it, kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. So one of the things my mom always said was, if you hit the ball, you play. And I feel like that could go for a lot of people. I think a lot of people say the same thing. So that was my goal going in there. If you hit the ball, you play. And so I locked in on that. And then Coach K, who was the coach at the time, he told me he wanted me in the outfield, which I have never played. Again, I had to work on speed and agility. Now, I was a shortstop, so I do have, like I said, if I need to kick it into gear, I'm quick. It's just... Yeah. In the gear, right? So I called my parents and said that I was coming home this weekend and needed to do some outfield drills. Well, thankfully, UMBC is only 30 minutes away, so I could come every day back to my house and practice outfield drills with my dad. So I learned what roots were. I learned how to a head flip. I learned all this stuff that I had never even heard of in my life because I had been infield my whole life. And because I'm a pretty tall kid, I'm 5'10", and I'm 173 pounds. So I got muscle. You don't normally see me in the outfield. Let's say that. Yeah, you don't normally see me in the outfield. So I actually worked my butt off and I ended up earning the starting position in left field. And I got to experience that starting in the postseason, which was awesome. And that was life-changing, being able to start. And I was like, holy crap, I'm starting, Mom. Like, I was so stoked. I was in the lineup. And I think at that moment in time, I was batting 7th, which eventually, come my junior year, I was our 4th spot from there on out. And it was really cool to kind of just be on that field starting. So it kind of gave me a, hey, all right, I'm going to lock in. I'm going to play all the positions I want to play. Yeah.
Why not?
I practiced everything. I practiced righty. I practiced hitting righty, lefty. I practiced infield, outfield, catching, pitching. I practiced everything. I was like, I want to be on the field. And as long as I keep hitting the ball, he's going to find somewhere to put me. So then my junior year, I earned a permanent spot in the pitching rotation as well as the lineup and playing the outfield. So I played the outfield. I was a main pitcher. We did really good that year. It was me and Kaya Mater. Love her to death. Shout out Kaya if you're listening. And I was also our number 4 batter. So it was really cool to see that I just kept each year. I kind of had a tendency to keep improving, which is very hard to find in college amongst, any sort of athlete. So I was super stoked to kind of see my improvement in that. And then it was also great knowing that all the behind the scenes practices and stuff I was putting in were paying off finally.
Yeah. Well, obviously the coaching staff had to have seen that obviously by, moving you up in the lineup.
Yeah, definitely. And even my senior year, he eventually threw me at first base. It was not a good showing at first base. I'm totally uncoordinated, by the way. Well, I was trying to find the foot on the bag, and then
I am with you.
I still have that like shortstop like throw. So like if I'm throwing the ball hard and I'm at first base, I'm like crap. Like I didn't realize how close I am and stuff that. But yeah, that was an experience. I got thrown at third, and then I was like, yeah, Coach K, I'm thinking outfield might just be my thing right now. So believe it or not, if I had to pick a position not to play, first base is not the position for me to play. I am not very coordinated when it comes to that position. Any other position on the field, you got me.
See, it's funny you say that because I've been a pitcher now for 42 years of my life, and I'm still pitching.
Wow.
I'm still pitching to this day.
Nice. Good for you.
Thank you. But I can't judge a ball in the outfield to save my life. I got put out there for a game, and I was like, how do these people do this out here? It's like if there was a fly ball in the infield, no problem at all. Like it's easy. But outfield, it's like I had too much time to think about where to go for the ball.
Yeah, see, that's so funny. Like for me with first base, I'm like, oh, I got to tag the base and then I got to throw, but I can't throw it hard because everybody's so good.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, the fielding part of it, I did great.
Yeah.
Figuring out the step and throw. Yeah, it was the best.
It's funny. You get you get a respect for the people that do it on an everyday basis after that. Right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, first base is the easiest. No. I'm going to have to highly disagree with that statement.
Yeah. The Rawlings Mantra Fast Pitch Bat helps you bring an elite level of focus, discipline, and power with you to the plate. Crafted with an innovative 3-step inner barrel, this bat perfectly balances swing speed and massive pop. The fully reconstructed collar assembly creates the perfect harmony between flex and stiffness and is the #1 choice for the Canadian women's national team. So the only question you need to ask yourself, what's your mantra? Actually, I got a question for you based on stuff you've already said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, I'm guessing that your parents played they were instrumental in your development.
Oh, yes, absolutely. 100%. I would not even be, I don't even know if I'd still be playing softball if it wasn't for them,
Yeah.
They're the reason mentally and physically while I'm here, pushing me on the days. It's pouring down rain and I'm like, Dad, I do not want to pitch. Whether I'm 7 years old or whether it's now, it could be right now. It's cold outside. He's like, let's go pitch. And I'm like, dude, just worked full work week. And he's like, Jerzie, you better get your butt outside right now. And we're going to throw, right? Yeah. It's just you have that person to push you not only physically, but mentally also. Not only is he like, let's go work. After I'm done work, he's like, you know what? You did a really good job today, kid. Like, you're really going to make something.
That's awesome.
You're out of yourself. Yeah. So it's cool to have like that balance. And both my parents are super balanced. My mom's very, free will hippie. And my dad is like country and like kind of more hardcore than her. But they balance each other out so well. And having them both together, they've been married for, I think 30 years. I feel like I should know this.
Excellent.
But sorry about that. But they've been married for a long time. So I have a lot of expectations. They've been, great role models for me for my whole life. And being able to pursue my dreams is definitely credit to them. I give full credit to them, actually.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
Yep. Them and God, man.
Yeah.
Them and God.
There you go. So was there a moment when you're at UMBC that you were like, okay, I can play this game at the next level?
Yeah. So it was when we were playing against Binghamton, actually, my senior year. I always, again, since T-ball, I wanted to play pro softball. Yeah. But when I really was like, it clicked. And Bing was ranked one of the top mid-majors. And I love that team. Love the girls on that team. They're amazing. I actually was coached by one of their coaches when I guest played with the New York Rise, which we'll get to that in a second. But they're awesome. They're an amazing program, and their team is lights out. Like they have the same team they had last year, and they're going to make some noise. They are amazing, and I don't think a lot of people give them credit. They are very, very good. But I think it'd be the game. I had two home runs. One was a grand slam, and it was off some top ranked pitchers. Like their pitchers were super ranked, and I mean, they have ridiculous movement. I can't even tell you where the ball is going half the time. I'm just swinging. And, I hit a home run off each of them. One was a grand slam. And in that same weekend, actually, I believe I had 2 grand slams in the same weekend. And I was actually in the running for most grand slams in a season, which I believe I had 3 or 4. So wow. when I hit the home runs off of them, I was like, wow, like they're really good competition. And, I faced some very, very good pitchers, one of them being Kelly Maxwell, who I said earlier. And those girls on the BNSM pitching staff are very good. I would not be surprised if you see them at the next level.
Right.
And when I hit off them, I was like, I can totally do this. Being able to go out there and hit out these girls was kind of my clicking moment, like, all right, I got to fully lock in now kind of thing. And then my senior season, I had double-digit home runs on the season. So I think in general, that season really made me be like, hey, like, you're going to play at the next level. You just got to keep pushing yourself, trusting God, and listening to your parents, and you're going to get there kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, anybody that hits double-digit home runs in any season, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing something right.
Yeah, it's that hard work. Work.
Definitely. So I guess walk us through the day that you're found. Well, no, actually, I want to talk before we get to that. I want to talk about New York Rise. Let's.
Yeah.
How crazy was that? Like, how did that all come about to suit up with them?
This is going to go to show you that God always has a plan. This is going to be the craziest story. So I actually ended up guest playing with the New York Rise. Jeff On, their owner, called me, and Courtney White, who was a pitcher on there, who I'm pretty close to, and I talk to her frequently. She's been recommending me for one of these because I've always been a kind of like low rider. Like I do this for fun because I enjoy the sport. Yeah. So he had reached out to me and said, hey, I need a pitcher. I need you to fly out to Georgia this weekend. Are you in? I'm like, first, and my immediate reaction was like, yes. But then I stepped back in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, this is really sudden. Like, I have a full-time job. Anyway, so I said yes. No doubt in my mind I was going. I was figuring out. I called the kids' mom and dad, and I was like, hey, look, they're super supportive of my dreams. I love them to death. And they were like, go. You're going to go. We'll figure out somebody else to watch the kids.
That's great. That's great.
I told my fiance, I was like, babe, I'm going to Georgia. And he's like, huh? And I was like, yeah. So not even the day after, I'm packing my bags on a flight to Georgia. It was so sudden. I mean, the snap of my fingers, I didn't realize it, but my life completely changed. And it was one of the best meetings of my life. The girls there, amazing, because we were down there with the Vibe, and we went out for dinner. We hung out. I mean, everything about it. It was so enjoyable, and that is very hard to find. If you're doing a sport 24/7, you're always going to have your downtime. You're like, oh, I'm tired of it. Yep. I was not tired of it. I could have played 16 games in one day with those girls. I was having an absolute blast. It was the most fun I ever had in my entire life, and I am so grateful that Jeff On reached out to me, and I will tell him to this day that he is one of the reasons why he literally changed my life with that one phone call and to keeping him in mind. So anyway, talking about the craziest of having God has a plan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Coach Ricky, who is now my coach, happened to be at that Georgia game. It was one game. It was us versus Georgia, and then the Florida Vibe versus Georgia. One game, one day. It was supposed to be a tournament, but I know they switched it to one day. And he was in Georgia taking photographs for the Florida Vibe. And I didn't even realize that we stayed in the same hotel. He complimented me on my cowboy boots. We were talking. And then I got a call from him, and I'm like, hey, I was like, how are you? And I put the pieces together. I'm like, oh my gosh, you were the guy who complimented me on my cowboy boots. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're the girl who wore the cowboy boots. He's like, I didn't realize you were there. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I was the last pitcher. And he was like, oh my gosh. It all started clicking, right?
Wow.
So it was kind of like the right place at the right time kind of thing. And you will get those opportunities. That is one thing for the listeners out there. When you will have, God is going to set you up with something. Always keep your face on, because you were watched or something's going on around you 24/7 and you have no idea. And during that game, it was not a good game for me pitching wise. I walked a couple people. I had to throw a pitch right down the middle, and I got a home run hit off me, unfortunately. But then I locked in and I struck out two girls back to back, 3 pitches each. And I started locking in a little bit more. But the thing with that is that I didn't let any of that get to me. I ended good.
That's big.
Yeah, that's the biggest. You're going to have games. And, I'm out there crapping my pants. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the first pro game I've ever played in my life. And funny enough, we played Georgia at UMBC, And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I am so done with Georgia. That Georgia team, they're very, very good. So shout out to them. They're also really amazing people. So I love them. And I actually ended up playing with Dallas Goodnight because I played against her when I was at UMBC. So she was on my team for the Rise that weekend. We had pickups and she was one of the girls on there. And even when I finished, I was like, oh man, they're going to think I'm so bad. I'm like, this is terrible. This is such a bad outing. I was like, I rushed in here. And the first thing that I walked in there, you were like, dude, you did a really good job for just finding out that you were coming here yesterday. and then we all started laughing about it. We were making jokes and it was so crazy to see, like, it was so relaxed and laid back, like the pressure, there was no pressure. And in the moment, of course, I felt the pressure. I was like, holy crap, this is my pro debut.
Yeah.
And I got in there and instantly I was so relaxed. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what happens. I'm having fun. I'm going to keep a good attitude. And so anyway, after that, had an amazing weekend. Coach Ricky had called me and offered me a roster spot for the Heat. And I was so thankful that he called me. I couldn't even like put into words. Like I was tearing up. I was crying on the phone. He's trying to talk to me and I'm huffing and puffing. Like I couldn't even, it was a dream come true. And not only was it a dream come true, it was definitely fate brought us together. God brought us together because everything that he stands for, man, he is absolutely amazing. You know,
I was going to ask that. I was definitely going to ask that, obviously, because I've talked to Ricky. Ricky coming on the podcast in 2 weeks from now. So, like, obviously, you know, based on what I see, the Florida Heat is definitely like a faith-based team. So, I mean, that's going to be great for you going into an organization that, especially your first pro season, you know, to have that comfortability factor, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, Ricky's values, mission, and goals are all so aligned with mine. It is quite literally a perfect fit. And I love it so much because the only reason why we're out on that field is because of Jesus Christ and God. And he gave us the ability to be out there. We're healthy. We're healthy. You know, there's people who aren't healthy that can't play sports, that can't get out there. And I have some fans that are like that. It makes me cry every time. Some of my biggest fans that are paralyzed or have immune disease that they can't do any of that stuff. And it's really, really sad to see that. I think a lot of people nowadays in general in this world have just taken a lot for granted. And God has given us this opportunity to not only get on that field and play softball and win, but to go out there and, you know, spread his name because we need it now more than ever to have God in our lives. You know, this world's getting crazy.
It's crazy. Yep.
Everybody just needs to come together and really be there for one another. And I think it's beautiful what Ricky and all of us are doing. And I truly believe, and I keep on saying this, and I think we're just going to do it, but we're going to change the world. The Florida Heat professional softball team is going to change the world of women's sports and sports in general by what we're standing for, the partnerships we're having, and like being able to like network. Like the networking that we've already done is impeccable. You know, I can't really talk about it right now, but some of the girls and the teams that it's nuts like how people will truly like stand with you. And like now that we're like, hey, we're voicing that God is good. The reason why we're here today is God. People are starting to stand with us with that. And I'm really super grateful that we have the opportunity to spread the gospel, spread his name through sport and something that we love to do.
Love it. Love it. Love it. That's fantastic for you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How does it feel mentally, I guess, knowing softball is now your job this summer? That's got to be pretty cool.
It is absolutely insane. My fiance, I love him that he told me, he's like, I'm so jealous of you. You can go live in Florida and play softball.
Come on, Logan, come on.
It's absolutely insane. You know, I right now currently I'm like, I'm going to be going to play softball. But I think once I get there and the warm weather, sitting by the beach, listening to Blake Shelton and Chris Stapleton and Zach Brown Band and all these, you know, the beachy music, you know, toes in the sand.
Yeah.
And then right after I'm going to go practice. I don't think it's going to settle in until I get that. I'm like, holy crap. I'm literally living people's dreams. I'm on a beach playing a sport professionally, getting paid to do this. Like
you're living my dream.
And I get to have fun. And the team, like Meg Hook, who's one of my teammates, we were in the same conference. And Marissa Tribal Piece, we played against each other in our summer league. And all these teammates that I've had, and I'm like, holy crap, like we've known, like we're already so close. and we get to go out and like practice together, play these games, travel across the United States, do something we love is insane. Me and Logan, me and my fiance, we want to travel. Like that's something we want to do. And this is just the start of it, getting it used to. I've gotten a couple, people reached out to me that they were like, hey, like you should play overseas. It's super fun. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy to think that this is my job and that I'm traveling to all these places, to go play something that I love. Yeah. It really, it's a miracle. I can't say anything else. It's a miracle, and God made this a miracle, and it's amazing. And I love that I'm living in it and being able to show people that they can do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And not only that, I mean, you get to be a part of the PSL's first season. Like that's absolutely huge.
Yes, that is the most crazy part of this whole thing is professional softball is on the rise. Women's sports are on the rise. And the fact that like our team is like the first to kind of set off this PSL is insane to me. Like we can create history. Like we're going to create history and our names are going to be in those history books. Like me, Meg Hoots, Bianca Cruz, Reagan, Glantz, all of ours, like Marissa, our names are going to be in those history books that we were the starting team in these PSLs. And I think it's absolutely insane to even say that. And I think it's awesome. I think it's absolutely awesome.
It definitely is. I mean, I had Ryan Moore on the podcast here last month and man, what he's doing for the game down there. And like, it's just like today they announced the American, like you guys have it's a minor league system for the PSL. Like, that's amazing. Like college students that graduate and need a place to play can play in this league and maybe get called up to the PSL. Like that's just amazing stuff that they're doing down there.
Yeah, it's so sick. And like, I think you're talking about the FGCL league.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, there's a big girl who just signed with one of those teams. I think it's amazing. And I think it's going to blow up bigger than anybody is anticipating. And I'm ready for it. Absolutely. I'm so ready for it. And I'm very anxious. I'm like, get me out of this cold.
I bet.
I'm ready to go stir some stuff up.
I bet.
Let's get the name.
Absolutely. All right. One more question before we get to the last segment here. What's the short and long-term goals for you when it comes to the game?
So short, long-term goals. My short-term goals are to really, get ready for this upcoming season with hitting speed, spots. I really want to hit a personal record for speed because the faster I throw a pitch for me personally, the more movement I have. Movement's key. So kind of working that inside, up, down, working on my pitches. Got to keep them a secret, just in case.
Yes.
In case Ryan's listening. I love him though. He was awesome when I was out there. So
awesome.
But yeah, kind of working more agility for fielding, hitting more power. I've really been on this huge like diet, eating streak, working out. Biggest thing for me is kind of ensuring that I'm improving my muscles, mind, and body with also not overworking it. So I'm also introducing some meditation. I know I said it with the Charles Mays podcast. And
yeah, I heard that. You're listening to an Australian guy?
Yeah. And introducing more books into my life. I'm a book nerd. I've been reading forever. But now that I'm out of college, I'm like, holy crap, I got all this time. So really focusing on mind, body, food, all of the above to kind of get me ready for this upcoming season. Because not only do I need to be strong and ready to go with like agility, arm strength, mobility, I'm going to be playing in 100-degree weather. So I have to have the cardio. And I have to be prepared to be playing in that heat. I'm from Maryland. I don't play in that heat. The only time I play that heat is in Georgia in the fall, and it was 75.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the heat of Georgia in summer. So I really have to prepare for that. And I've been putting weighted vest on, doing sprints, long distance. My long-term goals are definitely to set myself up to become an Olympian. I would love nothing more than to just get the opportunity to even practice with the USA girls or even just a couple like privates, like just to get to know the game more. But I do ultimately long term, I want to be an Olympian. I want to be that team. Don't care where I play. I don't care what part of the field I'm on. I'll be behind the dish. I'll be pitching, but I'm working all aspects of the game and all aspects of me as a utility player to get my opportunity, that when I get my opportunity, I can show that I can do it all and you can put me anywhere. And I'm going to try my hardest at any of those positions. So it's really important to me that my short-term goals are also turning in slowly to my long-term goals, into how I want to become an Olympian. You know, that's the ultimate goal, is I want to be on the USA team and I want to be a part of a team that wins a gold medal, you know, like hopefully after, and if I do ever make it to that USA, the next step is going to be a gold medal. And it just keeps on going. You know, after the gold medal, we'll find something else to be successful on. But these short term, like you're saying, like what my short term and long term goals are, you know, it's going to be throughout my career, my remaining of my career. Like all my short term goals, long term goals are going to feed off one another to turn into more long term goals, if that makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Yep.
And here I'm hoping that every one of them come true. I mean, by talking to you, you definitely deserve all this.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you.
Definitely. Okay. Last segment of the podcast. We do it every podcast. It's called Player Association. I'm gonna throw some names to you. You know who they are, so don't worry about that.
Okay, I was like, I hope I know who they are.
No, that's why it's association, player association. So I'm gonna just maybe touch on them. You know what they've meant to your career, or if you have a funny story about them, let it fly. So
awesome.
First one I'm starting out with is Abby Brenowitz.
Oh, AB. Yeah, my number 2. Yeah, she was my catcher. I love her to death. That girl's my best friend. She's not only such a great teammate, she's just an awesome person. You know, we'll be in the bullpen, and if I'm like really mad at myself, I'm throwing it over the fence, or I'm throwing slow, my pitches aren't working, something's not happening. You know, she'll crack a joke and be like, Jerzie, and she'll be serious too. She'll be like, get your head out your butt, but she wouldn't say but. She'd be like serious, and it was like a funny way though. Like she's so tough, man. She has these awesome tattoos. I love her tattoos, and when she's behind the plate, she just looks like she means business. I would not want to steal on her. She looks scary, and she has gotten that from her conference. Like she is a scary girl behind that plate, but she's a big teddy bear, and I love her to death, and she's absolutely amazing. So shout out to Abby. She's awesome. I really love her.
Awesome. Next up is Phoebe Florian.
Phoebe, yeah, she was in our little group. So Phoebe, actually, me and her could really relate because she was also a transfer. She transferred from 2 schools, so she's been kind of like me. So she understands the concept of not playing, having that mental health struggle. When she came in, that's how we really bonded, is the transfer portal. And she was really awesome. You know, she was an awesome positivity, upbeat, cheery girl. She was the one, my corner that, you know, if I was down, she would bring me up. So she was awesome. She was also my lift partner also. So
there you go.
However, yeah, there was times where, you know, if she was hurrying and I'm left happy, she's like, Jerzie, are you kidding me? She was like, want to tear my head off. But I love her to death. She's awesome also.
Excellent. Maggie Friswold.
Maggie! Oh my gosh. So Frizzy. So the little backstory behind Frizzy is we actually played against each other in high school. And I have known Maggie basically my whole life because we played each other in travel when we were younger. So when she came to UMBC, I was so ecstatic. I love Frizzy to death. She is so funny. Every single morning, she would say something at when we were running in the fall that would just make me laugh. And it could literally be like, guys, I forgot to do my homework. And it's just how she presents. Like how she presents it, she's so funny. I can't explain how funny this girl is until you meet her. But the backstory behind why her name was Frizzy is because when I first met her, something about her last name just stuck, and I was like, no, I don't want to call her like she was tall too, so I was like trying to find a nickname for her, and I was like, Frizz with the Frizz, no way, from the Magic School Bus.
Oh, right, yes.
And so I started calling her Frizzy, and it just kind of stuck. And our Coach K, he kind of started, was like, Frizzy. And that was just kind of her thing, you know. And Maggie's awesome, you know. Like I said earlier, she was like my little She was like the girl who I really like wanted to mentor and take it under my wing because she has so much potential and she's going to do great things this year. She's a senior this year.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I feel so old. Or no, she's a junior. Is she junior or senior? I don't know. I got to check. This is bad.
I'm not sure.
But she's an incredible pitcher and she's also an incredible kid. She is such a good kid. She gets straight A's. I love her to death. She's just, if I had a spirit animal in person form, it's Maggie Frisbol. That's all I got to say.
Awesome. Couple current teammates coming up here in the season. First up is Megan Hulk.
Yes, Meg Hook. Yeah, so I actually played against Meg this past year. She played for Bryant when I played for UMBC. That kid's a tank. I absolutely loved her. I actually played with her on the Rise also the one time I was there.
Right.
And we really, we're like really good friends now. We're probably gonna be like best friends forever once we like hang out with each other this season. But she's awesome. Her personality is super cool. I also really like her dedication to the sport. You know, she's out here working every single day. And she also has a good drive to her. She has a drive and passion to want to spread women's sports, get out there, you know, show that you can come from a small school, you can come from a small town, and still go out there, kick butt, and be who you want to be. And that's something that I really admire about her. Is her passion and her dedication to the sport is something that I think is going to rub off on our whole team. And I'm very excited about that. I think she was an awesome pickup and I'm stoked she's my teammate.
Awesome. Two more here. Regan Glantz.
Yes.
That's a big ad.
Yeah. So Reggie, that's who I nicknamed for her.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah. So she's a tank, dude. I've seen her behind the play at Marshall and she's nuts. So I'm stoked, hoping, crossing my fingers that she's going to be my catcher. She's going to be catching at some point.
Yeah.
But her personality, again, I love what she stands for when it comes to religion. You know, she's very faith-based and I like that a lot. And I also like how she's a utility. Like she's playing everywhere. She's all over the place too. Yeah. So I would be able to relate to her in that sense.
Yeah. She seems to be doing well down in the Mexican League right now.
Yeah. She just hit a home run, actually. Yes.
Yeah. She's also taking some foul tips pretty good too, from what I saw. Like, oh man.
Yeah. She's a tank, man.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Ricky Baumgardner Jr.
Oh, Coach Ricky. He's so funny. Total side note before we get all serious and soppy, Coach Ricky is one of the funniest people you ever meet. He is hilarious. He's so chilled and laid back. He kind of has like a Jason Bateman vibe, if you know who that is.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he has a Jason Bateman vibe where he's kind of low key, but he also like says funny and you laugh at it all the time. So he's awesome. But going to the soppy stuff, you know, I can't tell you how much like I appreciate him, everything he's done for me, the opportunity, and he's like taking a chance on a kid that he saw once. It was a terrible performance. And there's just something, I guess, that he felt and we felt on that phone call. And I think it was God and the Holy Spirit. We say that. We keep telling everybody who we have interviews with and we talk about each other that there was something about that phone call that changed the spirit of the rooms we were in. And it kind of felt like in that moment, something great was going to happen. Like every single step that we put into place, you know, the way he was talking like, God, you know, God's created this path for you. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I feel like this is like my parents speaking to me. And just having that person so comforting, knowing that all the hard work I put into it and he could see, and the ability for him to see potential in a bad showing is the craziest part for me. You know, a lot of people don't see that, and being able to see that I have the potential to do something really, really great with being a small town kid who hasn't had the best resources out there, you know, just working my butt off behind the scenes, doing it in my backyard, doing it on concrete, and my throwing behind my church, you know, him seeing that, being like, you know what, I think this kid's going to be something. I think she might make a name for herself. Nobody knows who she is, but I have a feeling that you're going to go out there and you're going to blow up and people will be like, who's been this kid? And just him saying that to me, he always reassures me. That's the thing too, which is, it's so crazy to me. I'm like, he still's believing in me. He didn't just say it to like, just say it. He's saying it because he means it. Yep. And that's something I really admire about Coach Ricky is whatever he says, he means. And when people see his podcast and he's pushing that faith, he is all for it. Whatever he says, he means. And I'm here for it for him. And God has given us this path, me and him, to not only be able to show people who I am, who he is, who our team is, but to also show people who God is. And the reason why me and him were brought together was because God had a path and plan. And even if you're a non-believer, there's always a plan in life. And I truly, really encourage people out there, like, please just give a chance on God, because I'm telling you right now, God has changed the trajectory of my life, and he has continued to change. And there are great things in store for me ahead in my future. And it's just amazing what he's done and how he brought me and Ricky together, and how admirable it is that Ricky, you know, stands with that. And I really appreciate Ricky for so many reasons that I could go on for days, like describing how much Ricky means to me, how admirable and how authentic he is and unique, and how he means all this stuff. He's just an absolutely amazing person. And it's really hard to find somebody like that, and being able to know that when I get down there, I'm ready to go and there's no pressure is the biggest thing. So I got to thank Ricky for being so absolutely awesome.
Yeah. I mean, him and I were talking back and forth, and one thing he texted me and said, and I quote, "She's an organization changer when it comes to bringing energy and fun to the game of softball." So, I mean, listen, like, that's huge words. Like, it's not always, you know, talent is talent, but it's those little intangibles that make you great. And based on what I just heard in this whole podcast, Jerzie, I mean, you just gained a huge fan from up here in Canada, and I can't wait.
Randy, I'm your fan.
I can't wait to see you play this year. I cannot wait to see you play this year. I honestly can't. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so stoked. But yeah, my mama, she always says, and she'll say till the day I die, you always got to be humble and kind. And there's a song, I believe it's by Tim McGraw, actually. It says, always stay humble and kind. And that's the one thing is, it does, like you said, it doesn't matter your talent. You have to always go back to your roots, man. You wouldn't be here without your roots, without God, without your family. So you always got to thank them first and give back. You got to give back to the younger kids, because if you're out here and you're kicking butt, throwing 80, hitting 20 billion home runs, and having a fielding percentage of 1,000, but you're just kind of sitting there with some arrogance and not giving back to anybody, it's not going to make a difference. You need to show the younger generation that you're here for them. The reason why we're doing this, the reason why I'm doing this, is to show the younger kids that I coach that they can do it. And one day when they're going to be standing on the field that I'm standing on playing professional, one of them's going to play in the Olympics, and I'm going to stand there and be like, yep, that's why I did it. That's exactly why I did it, because I wanted that little girl's dream to come true. Love it.
Perfect way to end this podcast, Jerzie. Listen.
Yeah, thank you so much, Randy. I really appreciate you having me on.
Oh, thank you so much for, you know, I mean, like you said, you just worked all day with the kids, and now you are leaving now to go work with more kids.
Ready to go. Round 2.
So,
14-hour work days.
No, honestly, Jerzie, thank you for coming on. And honestly, like I said, you got a huge fan now from up here, and I can't wait to watch you play and follow your whole trajectory as far as, you know, where you're going to go. And like I said, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, I really appreciate it, Randy. God bless. I hope you have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
See y'all.
Legends and the rookies all carving their lane. Dust on their cleats, but fire in their veins. Mic check, heartbeat, feel the countdown drop. Every guest on the show got a moment to stop, laying out the past and
and pain. Every interview hits like a warm summer rain. From hometown fields to the world stage bright, they relive every moment when the timing was right. Turn it up, let the signal bleed. Every memory's a planted seed. From the bullpen to the point of view, there's a heartbeat running straight to you. We're living outside the chute, where the echoes of the game still follow through. Turn the dial, feel the truth cut loose. This is where the stories find their proof. Yeah, we rise, we fall, we push right through on Outside the Chute. And every guest leaves something behind, a piece of their soul in every line. We hold on to the sparks they light, to the game, to the past, to the fight. Raise your hands if you know the sound of the ball, the dirt, the hometown crowd. OTC, where the stories meet, where passion and the past collide on beat. We're living outside the chute, where the echoes of the game still follow through. Turn the dial, feel the truth cut loose. You can feel it every time they speak their truth. Yeah, we rise, we fall, we push right through on Outside the Chute.